Hi, I'm Tracie Prater, an engineer at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, and this is NASA at Home. A rocket is a vehicle we use to transport cargo and people from Earth to space. NASA is building the world's most powerful rocket, called the Space Launch System, which will fly next year on the very first Artemis mission to the moon. The SLS rocket will enable astronauts in the Orion spacecraft to travel to the moon and eventually carry them onto Mars and even deeper into the solar system. So how does it all work? Here's an empty soda bottle to represent the different components of every rocket. On the bottom of the rocket are 4 engines. The engines propel the rocket upward by generating a force called thrust. A force is really just a push or a pull that an object experiences. To overcome the weight of the rocket, we need engines to generate a large force in the downward direction, which moves the rocket in the opposite direction, upward. The core part of the rocket holds the fuel and the oxygen the engines use in a combustion reaction. The fuel and oxygen are kept at very cold temperatures and need to be insulated by orange foam. The core stage of the rocket is 212 feet tall, which is taller than Niagara Falls. On the top of the rocket is the Orion spacecraft, which will eventually carry up to 4 astronauts into space. So how does a rocket launch? To demonstrate that, I've rigged up a little launch system right here in my living room. You'll need a balloon, some string, and a straw. This balloon represents the rocket's fuel and oxygen. Think of it as a big gas tank that feeds into the engines at the bottom of the rocket. When we release the fuel and oxygen into the engines, combustion occurs. The products of that reaction are pushed out of the engine and the rocket accelerates in the opposite direction. Remember that British guy Newton from your science classes? His third law states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's exactly what's happening here. Ready to launch? Let's count down. Pretend we started at 10. 3, 2, 1. Now you're all rocket scientists. Who knows? Maybe you'll ride on a rocket to Mars someday. Thanks for joining me. Be sure to check out our NASA at Home website for more fun and interesting activities. And to learn more about Artemis, the SLS, and Orion, go to the nasa.gov website.